Was there a way the Niners could have handled this? If Mac Jones was their guy, could they have done this in such a way where Niner fans wouldn't have been apoplectic about it?
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Absolutely. So here's what they could have done. Instead of trading up a whole month ahead of the draft and mortgaging all your future first-round picks that are left on your contract, what they could have done is waited till tonight or tomorrow, seen how the chips fell, and they would have realized that, well, Fields and Lance are higher on pretty much everybody else's board. What we can do is trade up to 7 with Detroit, who's been very open about wanting to trade back. Trade up to 8. At that time, they couldn't have traded to 8, just to be fair, because the Panthers were in the QB market as well. But trading up to 7 is definitely something they could have done. That would have only cost them 1 first-round pick and probably a 4th, if you're looking at the price chart of what picks are worth, and drafted him just like that. And not only could you have saved face with this whole situation, but you actually probably would have gotten some jubilation from the fan base, just to be real. They would have been pretty dang happy with that. Let's say Fields went 3 or 4 and it was down to Lance and Mac or what have you, and you decided that Mac was your guy and you took him at 7 and you only mortgaged that amount, nobody would have been upset. I guarantee it. Everybody would have been just fine with you taking Mac Jones at 7, giving a little extra, and it would have worked out great. It's not that expensive
to move up from 12 to 7. No. You could do it for like a second-round pick. Isn't that what the Bills did to move up for Allen? I think is basically what they did.
Yeah.
It's not that much. Yeah. Yeah, it's the thing. It's like, hey, there's no possible way that Mac Jones is going to ever be worth 3 first-round picks. And Kyle's like, it's 2 first-round picks.
Right.
No, Kyle, it's 3. It's this year, it's next year, and the year after that. Now, you could say, well, it's a swap and 2 extras. Yeah, but Mac Jones or whoever player you pick is taking up 3 first-round picks.
Yes.
To be worth that, he has to be a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Has to be better than everyone else. So you can't just say, well, we're taking a serviceable quarterback. No, you lost that trade big time. Miami's like, that's what they say. Pleased. Oh, the whole time. So, and it's like they learned this last year. It's like, yo, man, they're going to do the Tua thing. Well, we just did. We just did this. And we regret it. And they saw us do it. And they're going to take Tua's back up.
Yeah.
And we profit because of it. God love you, Kyle. God love you.
No joke, man. That's exactly what it is. So, yeah, realistically, that's what they could have done. Traded up to 7, either tonight or tomorrow, got Mac Jones. Whatever it was that you traded, it would have been a heck of a lot less, and fans would have been just fine with it, I guarantee you.
I agree. Maitland Eagle says, why was Kyle so pressed during the press conference? Homie was bugging. I think that's the main question. Why was Homie bugging?
Why was Homie bugging? Listen, I don't know. Again, to me, he comes across like a guy that knows he's on a little bit of a hot seat. And whether that pressure is coming from York, whether it's coming from the fan base, or whether it's just coming from his own internal clock, not being happy with the way that things have gone because he expects more from himself, it doesn't matter. He definitely is pressed by somebody or something, and he feels like he's got to make something happen right now. And in fact, even Bill Belichick, if you look at all the moves the Patriots have made to this point, he's a little pressed. He just watched Tom Brady win a Super Bowl. Bill Belichick is arguably the greatest coach of all time, and he feels like after one losing season, he's up against it. So it shouldn't shock you that Shanahan feels the exact same way. He's had 3 losing seasons in 4 years. It doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter what happened to make those losing seasons happen. That's the reality of the situation. He should feel a little pressed.
And he's competing with Sean McVay for legacy the way that Belichick is competing with Tom Brady.
Yes.
Here's the thing, though. I read this a little bit different. The way I read, and I like outlandish conspiracy theories, and I like going for the ones that are the most intriguing, not the ones that are the most realistic. So the way I read this was he had probably just gotten wind of that video from Mac Jones. Because I'm sure teams see that before us, and I'm sure he'd seen that, and that's bad news for the one guy in the organization who's sticking his neck out there and saying, no, we definitely need to take Mac Jones when everyone else is against you. And then they're like, hey, Kyle, we need to take a little meeting. Kyle, have you seen this? Put it up big. Put it up on the projector. Big. We're going to watch it a lot. Kyle, in slow motion. Tell me again why this is the guy that we need to take. Kyle, you understand why we can't draft him, right? You know it, right? We can't. I'm sorry. We can't do it.
Let's conference in Sim. Let Sim see it as well. Let's see what his thoughts are.
We can't do this, Kyle. I'm sorry, Kyle. We hear you. He's a great fit for your offense. We can't do this. Yeah. So figure out something else. He looked like the kind of guy who just been told no for the first time in his life, man. And he was like, man, I hate the way this feels. Everyone always said yes to me. My dad, my mom, but not Jed this time. Oh, man, it's terrible, man. I'm crashing this press conference. Whatever John Lynch says, I'm going to be like, yeah, one more thing. The exact opposite. How about that?
I like your theory a lot more. I don't know if it's true, but I definitely like that theory a lot more for sure.
Hey, man, it seems like I'm rooting for the Niners to take Trey Lance. That couldn't be farther from the truth. I am praying that Kyle Shanahan follows through and takes Mac Jones. I don't ask for much. I just ask that Kyle Shanahan is a man of his word. Come on, Kyle. Give it to me, baby. All right.
It's funny how the same fan base that hated you 5 months ago is going to run to your streams to have you tell the truth about what happened and just rely on Grant to get them through.
Kyle, if you want to make my career, take Mac Jones, please. It would be like the whole Jim Rome, Chris Everett thing. I mean, that made Jim Rome. I think I'm not saying, I'm just saying it would be that kind of a moment for me. I really need this, Kyle. I'm desperate. Urban Meyer said we divvied up. Urban Meyer said we dive deep into the 3 top quarterbacks, Lawrence, Wilson, Fields. Urban attended 2 pro days, Lawrence and Fields, Jones and Lance. No look, boom. Yeah, well, possible. Hey, but what does Urban Meyer know, man? That guy's going to flop so hard. The little Urban Meyer, Trent Baalke connection, brain trust. Can't wait for that to fall apart.
He can attend whatever he wants. They also basically said that Lawrence is the pick. So to me, I think the NFL wants there to be as much drama as possible. Yeah. And so now it's like, oh, well, hold on. I know that we're 4 days before the draft, but there's a possibility that maybe it's Fields or maybe it's Wilson. Come on, we know what the truth is.
But I like the intrigue. Thank you, NFL.
Yeah.
Graph and Kick says the front office traded up to 3 for Trey. Kyle knew Mac would be at 3, and now he has to justify Mac at 3. Good luck, Kyle. Yeah, good luck, Kyle. Yeah. Good luck. It's you against the world right now, man. The fans don't want to hear it. The front office doesn't want to hear it. And nothing you say makes it better. I still think it's great that Kyle was sitting there like, man, it's really looking bad for me and Mac Jones. I got to do something. I got to say something. All right, let me go to this press conference, tell the fans that they don't know what they're talking about, and say that Jimmy sucks. And we got to get a new guy. Sorry, Jimmy's kids. I thought that was great, man. Kyle.
By the way, John Lynch came in with a way better game plan. He's like, hey, I'll just wipe my hands of this whole situation. This is Kyle's decision. And I'd be dumb not to listen to him, by the way. He's so great. Right, Kyle? Aren't you great? It's your pick, my man.
That was smart, man. So many layers. I wouldn't want to mess with John Lynch. That dude is hella smart.
He is smart.
And he's like crafty. He's like a politician, man. I don't know. He's like 8 moves ahead of me. Chewy says he was a kid throwing a tantrum for not getting his way. Oh, well, Pitts. That's exactly what I saw. He looked mad and he couldn't hide it. And he was like, I go out to soccer game. I go out to telling me what to do. It's like, hey, man. Sorry, man. I hope you like the money you make, dude. Because
if Kyle Shanahan ever has a hype video on Instagram, just like Debo, this right here is the clip that's being played. Just so you know,
man. Hey, just do Instacart if you can't face the heat. Just stay inside, man. Fabi G says John Beck worked with Trey. If Kyle still isn't sold on him after Beck's time with him, Mac should be the guy then. Yeah, but then how come John Beck didn't work out with Mac? Why doesn't Mac get any scrutiny? This dude could be at Coachella right now, and I don't even think they're having an event. I don't think anyone's there. He could just be there. Did you see that video? He's staring at his cup, talking to the cup like it's a phone. He's looked like he's FaceTiming his cup. You can't tell me he's not FaceTiming that cup. He's FaceTiming the cup. I think something's going on with that kid. I don't know.
He's a little out there. By the way, Beck came out. And Beck could be making it all up, which I really doubt, because his QB coach, his actual QB coach, Sean McAvoy, echoed the same exact sentiments that Beck said about Lance, that he's a savant on the whiteboard. He teaches everybody a little something every time they're around him, coaches included. He's extremely smart. He can break down and diagnose plays. much better than what they would expect out of somebody coming out of a FCS school. All of these things were said in an interview that I had with Sean McAvoy. Beck echoed all of them.
Everyone says this about this guy. Exactly. Everyone.
Yep.
Rave reviews. How can you not take this seriously? Kyle, are you listening? Everyone that you trust is telling you the same thing. People you hired.
Yep.
People you delegate to. Just do the right thing.
Yep.
Do the right thing. Worst case scenario is that they get Mac and tank next season, which means Miami gets a premium top 10, 15 to 22 draft. Talk about a setback. They see that's one thing we aren't thinking about. Maybe the urgency to win next year is that they don't have a freaking first round pick in 2022. And there's really no incentive to hey, we had injuries. Hey, no, win. Yeah.
That's a
and
great
next
point.
year too.
Yeah. It's a good point. It's a very good point. Yeah. You definitely don't want to give up another top 10 pick to Miami.
Yeah. The injury excuse doesn't fly anymore. There is no silver lining for having an injury plagued season. Just win. No. Johnny says, I think the draft pick goes to the more alpha between John and Kyle Shanahan. Well, that's John. There is no more. There is no more. If that's the case,
then John's making the pick because he's about as alpha as it gets. Kyle looked like he was throwing a temper tantrum.
Honestly, and that Kyle, his track record is to back down. He wanted Kirk Cousins and backed down because John Lynch said, hey, man, bird in the hand. We got Jimmy Garoppolo right now. And he's like, yeah, well, fine, but it's not what I want. Like, hey, man, come on. It's definitely John. I think the Niners are going to take Trey Lance because of this. I think John understands that Kyle's wrong, that it's 99 against 1, and that he's not going to undercut the entire organization for the sake of one man's ego when that guy has a spotty track record.
If they take Lance or Fields, after what John Lynch said about how he's completely deferring to Shanahan, what a professional that guy is, by the way, because we know that that's not who Shanahan wants at the core of who he is. So for Lynch to get up there and basically give all credit to this guy, complete consummate pro.
Such a Lynch move too. Yep. I'm going to make the move. I'm going to take the play away from you. I'm taking power in the organization, and I'm going to go out publicly and give you credit for it, Kyle, because that's the kind of leader I am. Yep. That's leadership. Take notes. Yep. I'm a leader. God, I love John Lynch, man. You're the hero. I'm doing a pretty good job on Twitter, but you're hanging tough. You're absolutely cracking me up, man. Well, it's been a long day, and I just keep sitting in my room and staring at my computer, and weird things happen.